Yay. Thank you, everyone, for your patience. I'm told that we do have a quorum now, so we will proceed with our... And we have an extra, so there you go. So we're all set. Carol, do you want to introduce what's happening?
Good morning, everybody, and thanks for coming out in this winter wonderland that we have today. We're going to start off with a report from our stewardship team, followed by some remarks by our treasurer, and then we will dismiss everyone for the vote, which will take place electronically. So you should be getting an email today from Sunnyhill with a link to vote. Please check your spam because I've been told that sometimes the emails sent from Breeze go into spam, so please check your spam. The voting will be online and for 48 hours, so until Tuesday. So please vote after this. Okay, so we have the leaders of our stewardship team, Greg and Mike, and they're going to give some remarks.
Before Greg and Mike get into things, I just want to sort of give a reminder of how we got to this point. Every year around September, staff sits down with board members and other folks to try to get a handle on what the budget might be for the coming year. So we, at that point, look at how much money has been spent to date and then use that as a means of projecting through the end of the year and where we think that might come out. And then we start looking at the next year and try to put in things that we know are coming up or things that the congregation has identified as priorities for the coming year. After that, the stewardship, so then a rough goal is established based on that work. And then the stewardship team, which this year is comprised of Greg Boris and Mike Farb, along with support from staff, they are charged with raising the money, bringing the pledges in, and then all of you respond and we see where we stand. And after that, the board analyzes the budget, discusses it, makes changes as needed, and then distributes a draft of the budget to the congregation for their review. Then last week we had our question and answer session in which we invite people to ask any questions they might have about the budget prior to this week's meeting, which is mostly about the vote. Since we've been doing the online voting, it's been a little bit anticlimactic at the end of this meeting because instead of saying everyone's saying aye, you go home and get online and do the thing there. If you need a paper ballot, please let one of us know and we can arrange something like that as well. But right now I'm going to turn things over to Greg and Mike.
Thank you. Good morning. As Rev Jim mentioned, I'm Greg Boris, and together with Mike Farb, we constitute the Stewardship Committee. Bethany, Jen, and Rev Jim provide that support we need to do what we do. And today we're going to present you the results of the pledge drive. Now, I'm not so sure that two people equates a committee, but I guess it could. With that in mind, as we look forward in the year ahead, we're going to look at ways at adding some members and look at ways at better ways to enhance our financial status. So what's stewardship about? At its core, stewardship is about taking care of something. While stewardship, from this committee's perspective, has been about the pledge drive, we are all stewards of Sunnyhill. From those who greet us when we arrive, to those who make the coffee, to the ushers, to the RE teachers, to those who shovel the snow so that we could get through safely. Thank you to the snow shovelers. to those who set up special events like the One World activity the other week. And there's so much more. There's so much more. The bottom line is that we are all stewards at Sunnyhill when we interact with one another to make Sunnyhill the welcoming place that it is. We're all taking care of Sunnyhill. And thank you all for contributing your time, your talents, and your treasure for the ongoing community that we live in. So today we're here to look at the upcoming budget and the results of the pledge drive. And with that, I'll turn it over to Mike.
All right, so I have some numbers up here I'm going to share with you, just some changes from year over year. One thing it's important to note is that the total pledge amount that you see here reflects each year's pledge drive, and not the one-time gifts that we've also received. Just so you know what we're comparing. This is the pledge campaign's efforts, and then the number of pledging units represent the giving units that are at the end of each year's pledge drive. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Sorry about that. I feel much taller. It's somehow now, if I didn't before, which is weird. Yeah. So I was just saying that the total pledge amount reflects doesn't include those one-time gifts. It includes the individual pledges that households have made for 2025 and 2026. So that amount has risen and gone up to support new members and a new budget. Well, we didn't reach the 610 goal. We still feel good that we achieved this goal. And then you can see that the average pledge looks like it's flat. There's a little bit of a story behind that. Year over year. That's the total average pledge for each household. And then this year we have almost double new members in their first time pledge, which is incredible. But there are a couple of numbers that I think tell an interesting story here, which is the 2026 average pledge and average new pledge, right? Almost 2,200, and then for new members, almost 1,300. So the takeaway I get from that's, first of all, an incredible first pledge from first pledgers. And it's incredible that also returning pledgers, we asked you to increase your pledge this year. And if you take the new pledges out of that number and only consider the recurring pledges, which I didn't do here, sorry about that, but that's going to be much higher. And so everyone stepped up. We asked you to, and you did. Thank you so much. Absolutely. And all of this is at a time, when some of us have had losses that are personal, financial, sometimes both, where an economy is being driven literally against us, and that we're raising literally millions of dollars for a capital campaign to support our long-term future in this building. And in light of that, I think we can share a collective thank you to each other for keeping the lights on, literally, and for keeping the chalice inside all of us burning bright for our community. So thank you, guys.
Good morning. So I'm Gabe Corman. I'm the treasurer. The stewardship team did such a great job that I feel almost redundant up here. So that's nice. But what I have available are the slides that I gave during the Q&A. I'm going to go through just the first couple pretty fast to talk about the major changes to the budget. And then I have a bunch of backup slides in case there's questions. But other than that, my only plan up here is to briefly talk about the changes and then make sure that there aren't any questions before we, I guess, dismiss to vote. Seem reasonable? All right. So revenue changes from last year's budget. Last year we budgeted revenue of $639,000, including $70,000 of one-time gifts. These are like large gifts given sort of after the stewardship campaign in order to help balance the budget. And we are ahead of that collection amount as of October 31. That's when I made the slides, the data I had. This next year, we're budgeting about a 6.4% increase in the budget in terms of what we're expecting for revenue, which is now includes a $53,000 of one-time gifts. Do I have a? No, someone else has it. In terms of expenditure changes, the big changes to the budget this year are. So this is all information you would have gotten in the emails if you looked at it, but I'm going to make you listen to it again. The big changes, we have a roughly 7% increase in payroll expenses. This is just a cost of living increase plus our new intern minister. With the biggest headline change being that we're now introducing life insurance and disability insurance for our staff. You can go to the next slide. The other major changes to the budget from last year, are our facility spending. So we're budgeting an 11% increase in facility spending. And this is mostly just to reflect the changes in our actual spending from 2025. So 2025, our facility costs were higher than anticipated. So we're increasing the facility budgeted expenses accordingly. And then we have some other small changes that I don't think we need to discuss too much. So with that, that's all I have prepared to talk about. I have more slides if there's questions, but my understanding at this point is we just move to a vote. I guess that's how it works. We move to adjourn. All right, so then, Carol, would you like any closing remarks, or should I?
I think you're doing a great job with your able assistant who unfortunately was called away. Yeah. I don't know what that was about. So we are really not going to do any questions because we had a specific time set up for that, which was last week. So we're going to go ahead and move. Can I have a motion to approve the budget? Thank you, Joe. And a second? Thank you. And so we will adjourn, and I checked my email. I already have the email to vote. So when you go home, get out your emails and vote on the budget. Thank you so much, and thank everybody for being here.